The Bucks take a 3-2 lead after a big Game 5 win in Phoenix. Dwayne Rankin of the Arizona Republic, Jim Ozarski of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, and Dwayne, the Suns have lost 3 in a row. That's only happened twice this season. What are your thoughts as they head into Game 6?
You got to be able to guard people. That's what the Suns' motto has been: defend the ball, share the ball. The assists are down because they're playing ISO a lot with Devin. And, when your guy scores back-to-back 40-point games, and it looks great. He's doing his thing, but he took 33 shots to get 40 last night. So, it's like, the 40 is great, but that's taking shots away from other people. And then on the flip side, they were a top 10 defense all year, and it just didn't look like it, particularly in that second and third quarter of Game 5. The Bucks shot 71%, but net scoring 79 points. That just can't happen. I mean, you're supposed to know what the other team is doing at this point, and you're supposed to have a grade on what they can and can't do. If they don't flip that defense back to what it's been and force the Bucks to do things they don't want to do, it's going to be over Tuesday.
And Jim, it looks like the Bucks basically have flipped their own script, and the big three have really come out and forced these last 2 games, especially in Game 5. I mean, 32 from Giannis, 29 for Middleton, 27 for Holiday, and 13 assists. I mean, the Bucks right now, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, that's why Jrue Holiday is here. They made that trade with New Orleans in the offseason because they knew they needed, that third player who could create his own shot, but also be willing to play off the ball and almost be a third option at times in a set if, the Giannis and Chris Middleton can't get theirs. And this is the first look. I thought if they had to win one in Phoenix, to win a title, and I really thought that in order to do that, the 3 of them were going to have one of those 80-point games. The Bucks aren't, they don't usually do that. It's happened this season in some of their bigger regular season victories, where those 3 guys, maybe put up 25 apiece, or, one of them scored 30 along with it. Holiday, look, he's been playing defense all series. And you wondered if that was taking a toll on his offense. But look, he started hot, gets called for 2 fouls, comes off the court early. I kind of wondered if wow, okay, he hit a couple step backs. Does this time off now cool him down a little bit? It didn't happen. For Game 6, they're going to need that again. I think, the Suns are desperate. And they're a different type of desperate team than, say, Atlanta was. They're much better than that. So I think the Bucks are probably going to need. Are they going to get that again? The math says no, because frankly, those 3 haven't done that really at all this or very much this playoff. So I can't sit here and say they can put up back-to-back days like that.
As we head into Game 6, Dwayne, what's the story for Chris Paul and for the Suns and him maybe having more of an impact?
The numbers, 21, 11, and 1 turnover. You're like, okay, he had a solid game. Game 4 was disaster. That turnover at the end. But you look at the numbers. If you just open up the box score, you like, oh, Chris Paul had a good game. But if you were watching the game, his passes, he had some off targets that were forcing the other guys to do something with the ball they didn't want to do, and that was leading to some of them led to turnovers that they were called for. And they only had 9 in the game. But, Chris, look, it's a combination of things that's going on here. I think something's wrong with him physically. He just doesn't want to go there. He just doesn't seem to be himself. But part of that is the defense that Jrue Holiday has put on him, and Jrue Holiday attacking him. He hasn't had to play both ends a lot in these playoffs. He's been guarding guys that aren't being aggressive or aggressive in the wrong way, and he just plays them, and the Bucks made the adjustment.
Let's talk about the Bucks defense and how confident they are feeling in being able to stop Phoenix and what you see for Game 6. and your prediction for Game 6.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Bucks from day one of this season have said defense wins championships. They have never cared that they were the number one scoring offense in basketball, that they were the first team in 35 years to average 120 points a game in a season. I mean, they can fill it up, and yet they never talk about it. For them, it's always about that defensive end, which sounds a lot like the Suns to me, Dwayne. And the Bucks, I think, yeah, look, they learned something from those first two games. I think the Bucks are probably going to roll with what they've been doing. I think they'll be fine with Devin Booker taking 33 shots. What they won't be fine with is if Jay Crowder somehow goes 7 of 8 from 3 with those 33 shots, right. Or if Chris Paul, at Dwayne's point, gets into that mid-range and suddenly has, a day where he can also make. I think they're okay with that one guy. They did it with Durant. They did it with Trae Young. It's just those other supporting players for the Suns that they want to, keep from having a big game. I don't know. I thought that the Suns would win Game 5 going home. Man, it's really hard for me to not think the Bucks have the momentum, have the answers right now. I'm hard pressed to not pick the Bucks to win at home in Game 6. So I'll just go with that. It's the first time I'm picking the Bucks to win this series. I just think there's too much going in this fashion. Then again, I've been wrong pretty much since Brooklyn. I didn't think this team was going to be here after going down 0-2. So I tried to get out of the prediction business, but it's just I have to do it. Giannis has been otherworldly. I still don't think DeAndre Ayton has been really good, I think, against Giannis these last couple of games, my opinion, more than maybe people want to give him credit for, considering Giannis's stat lines. But I still think that, I don't know, that storm may be coming in a Game 6 clincher. It's going to be close, but I'll just have to go with the Bucks at 6, But man, who knows? Maybe we're doing this again in a couple days, guys.
Yeah. Dwayne, for the Suns to win Game 6, it looks like what to you?
It's Devin having a game like having a similar game, but on fewer shots, which means other guys are getting shots. It means Ayton being, the 20 and 10, and again, it looks good, but, it needs to be more on the offensive glass, forcing some guys to do some things they don't want to do. And it's them defending. I've been saying all along, if you get to the teens and 20s, you got a chance to winning this series. And that's what it's been. Teams that's gotten in that area has won each game. And then you both get there, the Bucks went to the 120s. But it all comes down to defense. I'm sorry. I mean, I can sit here and talk about them running plays and scoring and all. But that's what the Suns do. I mean, they've been doing that. So this is about, can you guard the guy in front of you? Can you get consecutive stops? Can you force, Giannis? Can you get him in foul trouble? I mean, can you get him on the bench when he don't want to be on the bench? I mean, can you do that? You can't let Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton, and they're gonna be on fire at home like that. I didn't know if their game was gonna travel, and it did. And you're gonna hear the Bobby chants. Connaughton's gonna be just letting it go. So it's hard not to pick against Milwaukee. But since I'm hard-headed, I'm going to go ahead and go and pick Phoenix, and I think it'll be a Game 7. I just think that they'll find a way. This team is they haven't lost 4 in a row. I just cannot fathom that happening 4 straight in the NBA Finals. I just can't. So I'm going to go Suns winning this one, and we're going back to Milwaukee. Monty Williamson said we just got to get them back on the plane. I think, Jim, you're going to be back on the plane.
Well, obviously, Suns fans hope for a Game 7 opportunity. It's all going to come down to a big-time Game 6 in Milwaukee on Tuesday night. Dwayne Rankin of the Arizona Republic and Jim Ozarski of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Thanks, guys, and have fun.